face the challenges that he has, or the Ummah is confronting. And of course, like if the most urgent issues, let's say, is exaggeration about the Imams and putting them on a higher level than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put them in. So this is a kind of a challenge. If there is a lack of, or a lack in education, so it is an urgent matter to focus on education and certain fields of education if they have been challenged with, to have the knowledge and to educate ourselves and to learn a lot to be up to these challenges. So Imam, for example, traveled from place to place to strengthen, people's faith and to deepen this faith and to educate them in different, ways, and to remind them about responsibilities. And also the Imam confronted al-Mutawakkil. As we mentioned, the Mutawakkil, he was one of the worst evil Abbasid Khalif. So one time he sent one of his men to Medina to bring Imam Hadi alayhi salam. Imam Hadi alayhi salam, at the beginning, his place was in Medina, and he was teaching, and he had or to bring him to Samarra. So people were scared, and they were so afraid that they would hurt him. So as if they had a kind of demonstration, and then that person told them, I haven't commanded to hurt him or to do anything to him. It's just to bring him to Samarra. So he calmed them down. And he came and he searched his house. He didn't find anything but Quran and some books. And then he brought him to Samarra. When he came to the majlis, to the palace of that Abbasid Khalifa, he told the Khalifa, this person is really a righteous person, and I haven't seen anyone like him, and I haven't found anything in his house but these Quran and knowledge books. And one time al-Mutawakkil summoned Imam midnight. So he was drinking alcohol with his companions, and all of them, they were drunk. He wanted to humiliate our Imam. So this is another way of confronting challenges. Put yourself in this position. So the Imam came to that place, and he saw that Al-Mutawakkil asked him to drink. He offered him his cup. Imam said, I'm not going to drink it. I haven't drank that in my life. And also there is a narration saying, من شرب الخمر فكأنما عبد الوثن. Anyone who is drinking alcohol, as if he is worshipping the idol. Said no. Then Mutawakkil said, okay, if you don't want to drink, then recite or read some chapters of poem or poems, to have fun, to talk about alcohol and beautiful women. So let's have fun. Then he didn't expect the response from the Imam, who slapped him with these chapters of poems, reminding him about what's going to happen to them. And he said, باتوا على قلل الأجبال تحرسهم غلب الرجال فلم تنفعهم القلل واستنزلوا من بعد عز من معاقلهم وأودعوا كفرا يا بئس ما نزل ناداهم مصارف من بعد ما خبروا أين أساور التيجان والقلل. And so the Imam said, those people who are tyrants, those people who think that they can do everything, one day they are going to be under the ground. And then they are going to lose everything. And their bodies will be eaten by the worms. And look at the difference what's going to happen. They thought that they are mighty, and then they are going to be humiliated and disgraced. So Al-Mutawakkil cried when he heard that poem. Also, responding to all the problems and the challenges, one of the challenges at that time, it was exaggeration. And we can see this maybe all the times. So Imam al-Hadi alayhi salam was one of that eras which witnessed certain exaggeration that began to give interpretation to the Holy Quran and certain words that are not implied in the texts. For example, they said Salat, it means a man. Sawm, it means a person. Zakat, the same thing. And then they said it's not necessary to pray or fast or do certain deeds. And then when they write what those people are saying to the Imam, he said, هذا ليس من ديننا فاعتزلوهم. This is not part of our religion. This is not part of our faith. So isolate yourself from them. And this is very, very important to brothers and sisters, especially when we got some misconceptions about many things in these days. And maybe just to explain something very important. We need always to go back to Quran. Like when someone is mentioning a narration, okay, number one, if this narration doesn't have any authentic source, I will not rely on it. Number two, if it is going to contradict Quran, I'm not going to even accept it. So we need to go with this process. We need always to question those who says, okay, this narration is this and that, and it is about exaggeration or some kind of misconception. So we need to be very, very careful. Also, when the Imam is talking about the Quran, and he said Quran is eternal, and he says it is in you in every age and for every nation until the day of judgment. What does it mean? When we read some stories of Quran, for example, when we read the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam with Namrud, there are so many lessons. When you stick with your faith, when you trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to find a way out for you. Another story of Musa alayhi salam with Fir'aun. There are so many ways, so many stories. One of them, at the beginning, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded Musa and his brother to speak in a nice way. We say these days, diplomatic way. فَقُولَا لَهُ قَوْلًا لَيِّنًا لَعَلَّهُ يَتَذَكَّرُ أَوْ يَخْشَى. So speak with him nicely, so he may remember, okay? He may fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Doesn't mean that you are afraid of him and speak in this way, no, but it is one of the lessons that we can learn from Quran, and so on and so forth. There are so many lessons, brothers and sisters, which is very, very important. Also, there was something unique about the last three Imams. Started from Imam Ali al-Hadi, and then Hassan al-Askari, and Imam Hujjaj. Maybe it is also started by the end of the life of Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam. What was that? It was to have a new system of representatives or agents. Like these days, when we have a scholar and we have his representatives. There was something similar, they established this kind of system they appointed certain people to have them only communicate with the Imam because of the difficulties of anything. So it is only by face-to-face or by some messages, like writing some messages and send it to the Imam. So who's going to do this? So Imam assigned certain people to be his representatives, and he was watching them and follow up with them. For example, questions will come to him, to the Imam, through those people. Money sent from people to Imam through those people. And if Imam wanted to send money, dispute money, so it is going to be through those people too. And if he found out some of them they are not doing well, so he will fire them and replace them with other representatives. And through one of the messages that we have from the Imam, he assigned a person instead of other person, and he gave him all the authority of the previous one. And lastly, we need to get some flowers from the great garden of Imam Hadi alayhi salam. So Imam Hadi was advising us and telling us about not to dispute with others. He says, المراء يعني شكل من أشكال النقاش العديم الجدوى بس لأجل الجدل. المراء يفسد الصداقة القديمة ويحلل أو يحلل العقدة الوثيقة، وأقل ما فيه أن تكون فيه المغالبة، والمغالبة أس أسباب القطيعة. يعني صار نقاش بينك وبين صاحبك يقوي هواية، لأنه ممكن يضعف العلاقة، ممكن يقطع العلاقة، ممكن يسوي عداوة. So the Imam was saying, disputation corrupts all the friendship. You think that this is an old friendship very strong? It may corrupt it. Undoes strong ties or weaken the strong ties. And the least of it brings about aggression. And aggression is the basic cause of cutting off relations. Because sometimes when you just want to prove your point of view, you just want to win this debate, is going to hurt other person, as if like the other person thinks that you just want to put him down. And especially if it is going to be in public, it's going to be real. Also, there is another narration by the Imam saying, "Man ittaqa Allah yuttaqa." This is a very short but meaningful narration. The one who is worthy of Allah, fearing Allah, having taqwa, Allah will make everyone worthy of him, afraid him. There is a real story about Imam Ali al-Hadi. When he comes to a Mutawakkil house, people who are outside, while they are riding their horses, whatever, donkeys, everyone will get up his right and will stand up, showing respect to the Imam. So one of them, he said, why we are doing this to this young man? Al-Hadi, Ali al-Hadi comes in, he gave order to four of them, kill him. So when he come in, al-mutawakkahu wa radiyah, فاجمع له طاعتك. Anyone? His affection الخالق لم يبالي بسخط المخلوقين. اللي يطيع الله ما يهم الناس شو تقول عليه. And also he said, إن لم يكن بك غضب علي فلا أبالي. If you are not angry at me, I won't care. And And then Imam continued saying, وَمَنْ أَسْخَطَ. Some people will disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just to be like other people in the community, okay, or they will deviate, okay, just to maintain his status in the community, or because of he just wanted to maintain his political, let's say, status or whatever. But he is making Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala angry at him. And your dua, the mu'mineen dua, and hajat, and to give speedy recovery for the sick ones, and to bring those who are overseas back safely, inshallah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect you from any harm. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to increase your faith, inshallah, and to do every good thing for you, inshallah. And always remember the dua of Al-Eid. Allahumma adkhilna في كل خير أدخلت فيه محمد وآل محمد وأخرجنا من كل سوء أخرجت منه محمد وآل محمد. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for our children, inshallah, to be religious children. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salam على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Okay, my question, what was the name of Imam we mentioned? Is it Imam Ali al-Hadi or Imam Ali al-Mahdi? Excellent, salawat.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Kareem.